Hello and welcome to the stream, everyone. This is going to be Can't Connect Stuns versus ReGen Divine. I am your caster here, Arcane. I know you can't see me yet. I just wanted to give you guys a quick view of the maps as we are in lobby here. So this is Division D West matchup for NGS Season 10. Looking forward to it. This is my first cast of the season, and I don't pretend to know very much about the game. I play in Div C West, but I'm just here to try and be a little bit entertaining. We had ReGen Divine opting for first pick after winning the coin toss, and thus we had Can't Connect Stuns ban out our Towers of Doom and our Tomb of the Spider Queen, and ReGen Divine banning out Braxis Holdout and Hanamura. That's not right, is it? Was it Braxis? I thought it was... Let me just verify this. Caster has no idea what he's doing. It was Braxis. Caster knows what he's doing. And Can't Connect Stuns opting to take us to Infernal Shrines. This should be a pretty exciting match. We are in the lobby here and wondering when we're going to start draft. Let me know, for those of you in chat, who are you rooting for here? Are you rooting for Can't Connect Stuns or ReGen Divine? They're both pretty close to one another. Can't Connect Stuns has won all of their games so far this season, which is 2. And ReGen Divine has won one of their games, but they had a very close second week. And we are here in the draft, folks. Now you get to see my beautiful balding head as we start the draft with first pick on the side of ReGen Divine. What are they going to opt to ban first? I know there's kind of like D.Va and Gazlo are both now open. Gazlo, I don't think we're going to really see bans for because most people don't play Gazlo. But D.Va has been a pretty popular ban in the meta. She's fairly strong right now in the off lane and potentially as a kind of a tank. And again, I don't really know what I'm talking about all that much. So who knows what we see? They may have done some scouting beforehand to figure out who they play. Just looking forward to that first ban here. It is a Diablo ban, very strong ban. Diablo's like top of the tanks right now, in my opinion. Up there with Mei and ETC, just very, very strong. His auto tech build gives him a ridiculous amount of sustain alongside the 12% heal on the stuns, and he can just be a really oppressive force if the other team plays him well. And I know CCS too, they play mean Diablo, so that ban makes a lot of sense. I think CCS2 is going to throw out something like a Deckard. I was going to say Ana, but Deckard works as well. He's still a very strong healer even after the nerf on Ruby. It wasn't much of a nerf, just double the cooldown, you know. It's still up basically every other W now. Gives you a little bit more freedom to pick things like Sapphire, get a little bit more use out of that. And a Chromie ban. Chromie also very strong right now. Even after her recent round of nerfs, the slow on her W is still quite good. And her Q build, as always, is strong. It's interesting because we're coming into what I would kind of call this like this steady-ish meta where there's like a couple of heroes that are maybe like first pick, first ban worthy, but there's not really a lot that just super jump out at you as like, we have to get this hero in order to win the game. So the bans can be a little bit more targeted. CCS actually opting to ban GREYMANE. I'm not really aware of who ReGen Divine picks, but GREYMANE is very strong in that sort of steady meta. And letting the D.Va through. And ReGen Divine will go ahead and pick that up, snag that coveted D.Va pick. As for what we're going to see out of CCS here, Tassadar and Blaze. Now, Brainer picking up the Blaze and Murad on the Tassadar. So I know Brainer is CCS2's main tank, giving out all the secrets here. So it could be a main tank play, so they could be pulling out some switcheroos later in the draft and throwing him out into the off lane potentially. I know Infernal Shrines is one of Blaze's stronger maps. He's got a lot of choke points. He can put the slows down on the entrances into the shrines, and he can double soak top and mid pretty well, or mid and bottom. And top and mid, honestly. And then ETC Stukov, a very strong combo and kind of a nasty little setup. You can just slide in and silence right underneath it. And the arm to get people out of there when the going gets rough. Stukov, a very popular healer. The KT ban makes a lot of sense. KT is just a strong mage in this kind of tier where actually he's a strong mage all around if you know how to play him right. And pulling out the Cho ban. Don't you know that's not allowed? You're supposed to ban Gall. CCS2 has made it a little secret that they like to run Cho Gall. So even though Brainer's showing that blaze, they are not falling for it. They're saying, Brainer, we know you play Cho. We're not going to let it happen. Brainer's probably really excited he got that Cho ban out of him. He would want me to say lightweight, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. And Joanna by then, Mineski, and Malfurion on Slick Rip. So it is not a main tank Brainer Blaze. I would not be surprised to see Brainer and Mineski switch. I know Mineski plays the offlane. So go ahead and expect that already. Just throwing a bit a little, trying to throw the other team off as far as which role Blaze is filling a little. Play the mind games in the draft. And then Malfurion out of Slick Rub. Malfurion just a very strong healer for them. And Junkrat and Maiev. All right, so the Maiev ETC is going to be really nasty. Junkrat, also a very strong hero. He's got a lot of clear, got a lot of poke. Not sure how well he complements the rest of the team. The damage, in my opinion, is a little lacking on ReGen Divine. If the Maiev can stack, then they'll have the damage, but it all depends on that. The ETC should be able to set up for Maiev, or Maiev vice versa. And a Sylvanas out of Wolf. They're pulling out all the stops. Getting Wolf out here on Sylvanas. He is quite good at that Sylvanas. I wouldn't be surprised, everybody, if we see them pull a little switcheroony here. And they already have. Yep, there we go. Blaze is the Mineski and Joanna on Brainer. And that makes a lot more sense. I didn't see any switches over on the side of ReGen Divine. And with that, we're moving into the game here, folks. Let me go ahead and switch over to my little in-game. Get myself in the other corner so I'm not obstructing the minimap. A little bit smaller, but you can still see me. I'm too obsessed with myself to let myself go off the camera for even a moment. I just want to say thank you to everyone that has joined the chat. And let me go through maybe a few of these follows. CCS Heroes, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. As we come here into Game 1 between CCS and ReGen Divine. On the left, we have CCS all lining up in top lane. We've got Sylvanas being played by Wolf, Malfurion played by Slickrub, Joanna played by Brainer, Blaze played by the Mineski, and Tassadar played by Murad. And over here on the right, it's ReGen Divine. We've got Junkrat being played by Jason, Diva being played by Zigo, Maiev being played by Silent Shu, Stukov being played by Geek USA, and ETC being played by Bankai. And I think my audio is just a little bit loud, so I'm just gonna tab out. We do see them running top lane here. Gonna get a little bit of extra siege in with Sylvanas. And a quick response here. ETC Blaze keeping an eye on the rotation. Make sure they all get out safely. They do get one tower out of this. This is very good siege damage early. Just a little bit of extra siege. They haven't missed any soak that ReGen Divine has not also missed. So not too bad of a trade there for them. ReGen Divine is going to come a little bit ahead in levels, but only because they've soaked the top wave already. Blaze is going to go ahead and stay top and finish off that top lane soak, while the rest of both teams rotate down to mid and bottom. Right on their camp at 1 minute is Wolf and Slickrub. Just going to go ahead and clear that camp out as quickly as possible. ETC looking maybe for a possible invade. Lots of pings. Brainer just catching that soak bottom. Murad just catching the soak mid. And we see ReGen Divine rotate onto their camp. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, actually, ReGen Divine gets the camp first. So there's going to be a little bit of a contest here over the bottom camp. It looks like CCS is going to go ahead and abandon the bottom camp to try and push here. Not a bad idea. Let me go ahead and show the talents. Forget I have to bring that up. So we do have a Q build SYLVANAS. Hold your ground on Joanna. Maybe opting for that Malfurion sustain and not needing Laws of Hope. I remember some of the talent names. And of course, we have Adrenaline Stimpack out of Blaze, just get that extra soak, speed, and camp clear. And it looks like we're just going to take a casual rotation. Maiev getting caught a little bit out, but she's Maiev. She can just jump. And that's fine. Again, I'm going to turn down the audio out a little bit in my own ears, because it is slightly loud to me. So we're just going to make that a little bit quieter and come back to game. Sorry for the lag there. When I tab off my screen, it runs at 30 FPS. When I tab onto the screen, it runs at 200 FPS. So there's a pretty obvious difference. Not that I'm streaming in anything more than 60 FPS, but here we are. So, just kind of playing the casual rotation game. There haven't been any kills yet. We do have 4s on the line for both teams. Going to go ahead and look at Unstable Poison. Just give them that extra clear on minions, mercenaries, and summons. Just help them clear out the shrine. And it is going to be, you can tell by this little crystal right here, a Mortar Punisher for our first Punisher. Both teams grabbing their Bruiser camps. They're both going to go into top lane, so neither camp is going to get too much value, but they do force the team to come down to lane and respond. Even if it means stepping a little bit outside of here, coming down here to respond to the camp. Looks like ReGen Divine is just slightly ahead on the levels here. But CCS just catches right back up after they clear top wave. And they've already cleared the camp, so this is going to force ReGen Divine to have to step off this. They've got 20 points, but they're going to have to respond to this with at least one member, or they're going to lose this whole wall. And I totally missed that, but ETC just goes down. I believe it was Joanna locking him in and Tassadar finishing it off with a little bit of a SYLVANAS poison and Qs all over him. So with that, ReGen Divine's going to have to back off for at least another 10 seconds or so as ETC makes his way back top. We watch the stun from Blaze get a little bit of a miss, but there's a Tassadar wall behind and a root on the D.Va. D.Va's getting a little low in her mech, and Brainer just landing the 4-man stuns there on Joanna, just being real in their face. Another whiffed stun from Blaze puts him out of position. He burns Medallion to escape. Just burning the slows off of himself there from Stukov. And any potential CC that might have come out of Maiev. Maiev looking pretty low, but Stukov should be able to heal that up with his pustules. ETC diving down onto Brainer, and Brainer goes down, just standing a little bit far forward from his team, trying to create that space. And ReGen Divine capitalizes on it and gets their very own Mortar Punisher. We have 7s coming online here. We do see ETC going Guitar Hero, Loudspeakers, and Pinball Wizard. Not taking my favorite talent for Crowd Surfer. No crowds shall be surfed today, friends. Looks like they are going to get this top keep with the Punisher. Not much that... and the push by Junkrat with the bomb puts Brainer in a bad position, but he's Joanna, he can just start to walk away. May have to burn that Medallion, and just gets blown up. They're going for top wall here, getting a lot of siege value here. They may want to look at backing off soon, but I think they probably could have stayed and sieged for a little bit longer. Joanna's still dead for another 10 seconds. She very likely could have gotten at least this tower, if not the gate as well. Taking this opportunity, ReGen Divine is going to rotate down onto CCS's siege camp. CCS's, that's a hard one. We're going to rotate down onto CCS's siege camp and just steal that up. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do the U rotation here, grabbing bot camp and then their own siege camp, using the safety of the pressure bottom. Blaze keeping up the Soakin bot. I don't know how to check those numbers without throwing this over the screen, so We can look at this really shortly. See Blaze about 7,000. Maev actually holding more so than D.Va at this point. I believe Maev was splitting during that objective. And we have ReGen Divine capping their own camp. CCS just kind of taking it slow. All 10s have come online now. We do see Mosh Pit out of ETC, so that's a big playmaker one to look out for. Warden's Cage is going to help set that Mosh up nicely. If we can drop a Warden's Cage, Mosh is going to be nearly inescapable. Bunny Hop to keep those stuns going. A good Bunny Hop may also be a great setup for a Mosh. And Riptire, of course, amazing follow-up for the Mosh. I was worried a little bit about ReGen Divine's damage during the draft, but it looks like Blade Dance and Elun's Wrath are kind of holding that together here for them. Just keeping off any of that sustained damage that they might need to get out there. Because Junkrat, if you miss with the Qs or you're not close enough to get those auto attacks in, it can lack a little bit of damage. But if they're clustering up, and they will be now with these 10s online, between Warden's Cage, Bunny Hop, and Mosh Pit, we do have the Flailing Swipe at a Stukov that'll keep them away. And now let's look at the talents on the side of CCS. We do see Wailing Arrow, Twilight Dream, Blessed Shield, and Bunker Drop. But interestingly, we have a W build Tassadar going into Black Hole. I wonder if we'll see Kudra Blitz at 20 if we get there. Hopefully we get there. I like to see games that go to 20. CCS knows, I believe they can see Junkrat top. They probably assume this camp is being taken. So they just take the opportunity to blow my Ev up and take this bottom wall at the very least. They do have 5 here. They still know Junkrat is top as far as they've last seen. Though he has been staying out of vision, so perhaps they're worried he's here. I think they probably could have taken a fight there, but just playing it safe and setting up for the Shrine. Don't want to take any accidental deaths before the Shrine phase. And yeah, Crinetics in the chat pointing out, oh snap, it's a Black Hole Tassadar. Yeah, you don't see those very often. Mostly it's just Archon and splash your face in with lightning. But opting for the Black Hole, big Wombo potential out of both teams. And there we get the Bunny Hop going down, the stun out onto Brainer with the Maev pull. But a beautiful 3-man stun out of Blaze keeps Joanna alive. And the combo! Oh my goodness, the Black Hole into the wall, but it doesn't secure any kills. There wasn't enough follow-up. Bunker comes down and saves Blaze for but a moment, but it's not enough. Blaze falls. ETC may fall here. He's caught on the wrong side of the wall. He doesn't have Crowd Surfer. This is why you pick Crowd Surfer into a Tassadar every time. And D.Va's mech getting low with no charge on the mech. We do see the Arcane Punisher picked up for CCS. Teams are going to have to back off here. And CCS is going to use the Arcane Punisher to push into this fort. ETC still down for 8 seconds. And coming out on top, CCS wins the second objective and pushes in to the bottom lane. Wolf, why'd you do that, Wolf? All right. So Wolf burns his black arrows on this fort. Really no reason to do that. Just let this kill it and turn all these off. Then that's a free wall. And then turn this off. Honestly, don't even turn these off. Just turn this off, and then you get keep. Pushing forward. ETC low. Can't stay too far forward here. Punisher jumping over the keep. And, alright, he's got it again. I stand corrected. Although he could have had it a lot sooner. D.Va coming around from behind, but the silence onto ETC. Malfurion shutting ETC down. And D.Va going to get burned out. Burns for Medallion. No escape for Stukov. Caught behind the wall and splashed with the Tassadar. This burst is insane. We land a Blaze Stun. We land the W. Or even the R from the Joanna. We land a silence, and D.Va just stepping up way too far. Getting caught out. Brainer's not going to let that happen. Smack, smack, smack. And they take the keep down anyway. Getting those extra couple of picks enabled them to finish off the keep. To just hit the what? It's got 20 HP. It's gonna get all its shields back, man. All right, leaving the well alive. Brainer moving off to soak mid. Blaze already clearing up most of the soak, but Brainer taking a little bit safer of a position as Blaze rotates to top. They're just going to take the free tower while ReGen catches up on their rotation. I wish I knew how to deselect this healing fountain. I'm just going to select this wall, and when it dies, there we go. Because backspace doesn't work. It says it should, but it doesn't. And I don't understand why. I have looking for something, but CCS playing very smart here, just playing spread out. And they do have the 16 advantage, so taking a fight right now, right before 16s, would probably not be the smartest idea. Brainer playing that living ward. He's just going to always try to know, when are they rotating down? When are they rotating down? Brainer knows very well, I don't need to be here. I need to be here. I need to know when their team comes to us. Not seeing the team come to them because they are going top. ReGen Divine decides, you know what? Let's go gank Blaze. Let's get ourselves some value where the team, where CCS is not. CCS gonna try to rotate onto mid, but I think smartly making the call to back away. They are now 5v4, even Talontaires. Getting a little bit of damage out onto ETC, but nothing he can't heal up with the help of Stukov. And we come over to this camp. Tatsadar being cheeky, clearing it from behind the wall. A little bit of a safer spot for him to stand in the case of an invade. Trying to just being real aggressive, like half health and just stepping up, does not care. Has hold your ground, and ETC gets rooted. Walled, just wasn't on the right side. Jay's on Junkrat, forced to come back here and clean bottom lane. As top shrine, another Mortar Punisher is activating. Interesting. I don't think we've seen a frozen... No, the last one was frozen. I just have no brain. Alright, opting to grab their Bruiser camp here. Not really sure why. It's not going to get too much value. Maybe to catch them up on levels a little bit. But it is top lane. There's no fort here for it to push into, so... Maybe just to take the pressure off this lane, probably. Let's get back to the fight, where we have a 5v5 going down. Black hole drop. A big Riptire on the backline, but there's no follow-up, so they're going to be fine. Blaze kind of keeping the Junkrat off the backline, and Maiev, Warden Cage is in, but can't get out, and is taken down. Joanna is taken down, a little bit out of position, from the backline. Joanna and Blaze just completely separated from the backline, and Diva comes in, swipes in, says, hey, jump around with me, and Junkrat, why don't you blow him up? Tassadar just in a real bad spot there. Maybe chasing a little bit too far over here. And Blaze is going to drop Bunker. To last a little bit longer. Maybe try to get those extra 2. But just too late. Can't get them down. And it is a 5-man team wipe for ReGen Divine. They have the camp pushing top. Alright. They got value out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at this value. Did have 2 Katas on core, but not enough to break the siege damage. Maiev coming back just to depressure this lane a little bit. I think they're definitely going to be up. CCS is definitely going to be up in time to defend this, but they're going to lose the keep. There is no question about that. And if they aren't careful, if they get picked, if they stagger any further, Blaze up in 15 seconds, they could lose game. Another... Yeah, but Joanna just walks away from that. Another camp grab by ReGen Divine, taking advantage of their forward position. That's a frozen Punisher. I thought it was a Mortar Punisher. And the keep is gone. Just the silence under Joanna is destructive. Can't pop her Unstoppable, can't pop her Medallion. But the black hole from Tassadar takes down Stukov, takes down Maiev. The ETC Mosh goes out, but quickly taken down. And CCS is going to stay in this. They got 4 out of the 5. D.Va just backing over here, doesn't have mech yet. CCS plays an excellent defense there. The black hole really kicking things off. It will need to send someone to clear this top. But right now, with 40 seconds on the death timer, well, 30 seconds on the death timers, they're going to try and push mid, grab another keep, open up that space. They do have a Kata on their core with no shields, but Joanna respawning should just run past it. They've got wave. Coming back here, they've taken wall. They have about 10 seconds to make something happen here. They can shut it off with SYLVANAS and potentially burn this down. If D.Va gets too close, she can just pop mech. They will get this keep. Members of ReGen not up in time to defend it, but I think that's all they should take. They need to back out now. Both teams have 20s. What are the 20s? Deafening Blast, Lunar Shower, Fortified Bunker, Force Barrier, so even more walls out of Tassadar here. Not Kuja Blitz. D.Va coming in, trying to stop the camp steal. Burns the medallion. Is stuck on the wall, but it doesn't matter. There's no follow-up. And we've got Cannonball from Junkrat. Stop and pop. Bunny Hop's duration does not decay while D.Va's mech is stationary. That is brutal. Shadow Orb Huntress. Top off and Death Metal. Death Metal going to be a very, very good one to watch out for. CCS is going to have to play careful around when they kill ETC and how they are grouped around him. D.Va taking a lot of damage. Still has bomb. Going to burn it. Just keep them away. Their core is under attack by 3 Katas, so they're going to have to back up. But so is Blue's. So both teams just backing up, clearing 3 Katas off their core. Bot lane, the pressure, the win condition for CCS. Top lane, the win condition for ReGen Raid. And CCS holding on to this game by the skin of their teeth. They had Punisher down on a core. Tassadar taking it. They were lining up. They're waiting for a bush gank. But I'm pretty sure ETC saw. Yeah, ETC sees him. So Joanna steps out of the silence. There's the wall. ETC going down low, but he's not going to die. None of the damage is on him. Maiev is low, but Malfurion goes down. The Bunny Hop comes out to try and finish off the Blaze. Blaze gets the bunker. The bunker saving Blaze for just a moment. He's going to die as soon as that's out. But it does get SYLVANAS away. And this is likely game right there for ReGen Divine. All they have to do, step up through top lane and pressure onto the core. Wolf going for the gutsy play. Not really sure what he's planning here. Pushing mid, I suppose. Defense not in his mind. Knows that the game is over in the favor of ReGen Divine. Excellent plays there out of ReGen Divine in the endgame. That last fight, keeping the ETC separated from the rest of the team, getting both tanks to chase, and leaving CCS's backline all to their lonesome with D.Va to simply smash over their faces with a giant mech jumping around. We're going to swap into our game summary here so that you can see this a little bit better. And we will mark ReGen Divine as winners of Map 1 here tonight on our Week 3 matchup between Can't Connect Stuns and ReGen Divine. So, we look at that game, 13 kills to 14, very close. Honestly, the whole game was very close. It came down to that last fight. That last fight determined everything. We look at the damage being put up by Tassadar. We look at the damage being put out by Junkrat. The clear being put up by Junkrat. Junkrat bringing a lot of damage to the table, more so than I would have expected. What build did he go? Going full Qs. Just stacking up that Q damage more and more. Riptire to explode on all of ETC's combos. Of course, Encore out of ETC. Very, very well played by both teams. Looking forward to Game 2. In the meantime, please go ahead and stay here, because I will be right back as we set up the lobby for Game 2. All right, everyone. Welcome back. We did have ReGen Divine pick Alterac Pass after CCS opted for first pick. And we are getting ready for game number 2 here on Alterac Pass. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Just Key. Thanks for the follow. I know it was a little while ago, but I definitely appreciate the follow. Don't really want to call those out during the middle of the game. And we are into the draft here, folks, for game 2 between CCS and RGD on Alterac Pass. All right, so Alterac Pass. The real important parts about Alterac Pass are the mid-camp and the bosses. Bosses less so than the mid-camp, but you can use the bosses to make some clever plays. You can grab boss top when objective is on bottom side, forces the team to make a choice. The other team, obviously. Or you can grab, vice versa. Camp's on top, then you grab the bottom boss, and you force your opponent to make a choice. You can use one boss to create a distraction to grab the other boss, just like Cursed Hollow. But the boss by itself is never going to get a core. Even when all the keeps are dead, a boss won't kill the core by itself. And then the core will just heal all the way back up. Now, if it has a big wave behind it or something, and the Diva, respect ban, out of CCS, they don't want to deal with the Diva again. The Diva was all over their backline in game 1. They don't want to see it happen again. And that's fair. It's really fair of them. I think it's a solid ban. That Diva was giving a lot of problems. The stats, wouldn't show it, but that Diva was creating a lot of trouble for CCS that game. The bunny hops in the backline, really tough. And an Ana ban out of ReGen Divine. Not wanting to deal with that anti-heal, maybe, or maybe just not wanting to deal with the healing potential that Ana brings. Either way, a fairly solid ban, and one that I like a lot. If you're not going to pick her, honestly, you should really be banning her. Maybe not every time, but... And a Deckard ban again, out of CCS. Very likely a targeted ban then. He's very strong, but I don't think you ban it into them twice without knowing that they have a strong Deckard. Seeing as the Stukov silences gave them so much trouble last game, they're opting to let that go through the first round at least. So, more worried about whatever potential Deckard plays than the Stukov played last game. And the Imperious ban from ReGen Divine. It's a strong ban. I know their offlaner plays Imperious fairly well. And here we are with the first pick from CCS. They opted for first pick. So what exactly do they want here? They opted to give up the map control in a meta that honestly... All right, they pick up the GREYMANE. Very strong pick on Alterac Pass. That mid camp is under complete control for GREYMANE. You will have that essentially every cooldown. And we see Varian Li Ming out of ReGen Divine. I would not be surprised if this was a taunt Varian with a big blow-up potential out of the Li Ming. CCS needs to know how to respond. Because if they don't draft for this taunt and whatever follow-up CC comes for it later, and they pick up the Joanna again, great pick, and the Chromie can just kind of stay further back, make it harder for Varian to come in. If he comes in on a Chromie and she's in the back line and Joanna is near and playing Peel, it's going to be hard for him to get a kill. He's going to get pulled. He's going to get pulled by the W. He's going to get blinded. And whatever blow up he wants to get out is probably going to end up blowing him up instead. They take out Zool. So taking out two big bruisers. They don't want the wave clear here. They don't want the threat of the root or the stun to cancel out their taunt. And I am like 100% certain this is taunt. If this isn't taunt, then I don't know. It'd color me shocked. But even if we see another tank on their side, I'm still sure this is taunt. Okay, that's how sure I am that this is a taunt Varian. And we see the Stukov ban, so not letting it through. They did not like the Stukov. They just weren't afraid of it in those first two picks. Very well. I don't know how much Stukov gives to this comp. I think somebody like, an Ana or Tyrande or a Deckard, but that's banned out. And so is Ana. But maybe a Tyrande or a Malfurion or something like that can offer a lot to a taunt Varian. Get that extra lockdown after the taunt. Now again, I'm like so sure it's taunt Varian. And there's the Thrall. And the Malfurion. That's a taunt Varian. End of story. This comp is nasty, guys. This comp is nasty. CCS needs to find the answer to it. We need to figure out what they're going to do here on Alterac Pass. They opted for the first pick to snag the GREYMANE. Lucio's a good one. With his ult, he'll be able to cancel out some of that burst. And his heals, as we get into late game, will be very good. And Ragnaros giving them a commanding control of the macro. So that's one thing that this comp from ReGen Divine does not have. Right now, they have no macro. I mean, Thrall kind of, if he plays in the offlane, but compared to a Ragnaros, there's no macro on the side of ReGen Divine. Muradin too? I guess they win the team fight and they let the objective do the macro for them. Is the supposed goal, but again, like there's no wave clear over there. Thrall is their greatest wave clear hero. Let that or Muradin, let that sit in. There's nothing over there that clears waves. Whereas I'm pushing this way because my camera's reversed. There's nothing on this side. Nothing over here that clears waves, except like this guy and kind of that guy up there. Whereas the people over here, where is it? People, I can't point. The people on the left, CCS, have a commanding control of the macro with Ragnaros. Lava Wave or Sulfurous Smash is going to do well here. I'd prefer Lava Wave just because of the pure lack of wave clear that I can't get used to this. Pure lack of wave clear that sits on this side. But I'm interested to see how they're going to make the Chromie GREYMANE work. I know Chromie offers the slow, so slowing Sands is really great for GREYMANE when he gets Executioner. He's going to burn people down in that. But GREYMANE a bit of a dive hero, and Chromie a bit of a poke hero, so it's a little bit of an awkward draft, but I can see where they're going with it. So I do want to see how it plays out. And we get here into game 2 on Alterac Pass. On the left side, we have CCS, Can't Connect Stuns, Wolf on GREYMANE, Slick Rub on Lucio, Brainer on Joanna, Maneski on Ragnaros, and Murad on Chromie. Slick Rub doing B-steps, doing sprays, just trying to hype the team up, get ready for the match. Maybe turn around any negative attitudes that they have after game 1. Close game, very good games out of both teams. And on the right, we have ReGen Divine with Geek USA on Malfurion, Bankai on Murden, Jason on Li Ming, Sigo on Thrall, and Silent Shu on Varian. Everybody mid. They're all opting to fight over Deathbridge. Let me zoom out here. Let me get those talents up. Varian's still yet to pick a level 1. If you see Lion's Fang there, then I'm 100% right, and it's a taunt Varian. Alright. It's High King's Quest. Now, you could still pick taunt. I don't know why you would pick High King's Quest with taunt, but you could. I'm starting to feel like it's not taunt Varian, though, from that pick. And I think I'm going to eat my words from Graft in a second here. Could be Twin Blades. That would give them a significant amount of damage. Sustain, at least, that they're missing. And kind of help them in the offlane, for sure. Twin Blades Variant can also solo the bosses, so that gives them a little bit of boss threat. Right now, Variant just playing safe in the lane, just letting the wave come up, not attacking anything. Both people just happy to soak here. A little bit less of that going on in bottom lane. Both teams just punching the waves, handing over that globe to ReGen Divine, as GREYMANE and Lucio just taking this camp, and we've got Malfurion and Li Ming here on the camp for ReGen Divine. A little bit of a slower clear here for sure with Li Ming and Malfurion, and not as nearly as much heals that Malfurion can put out when he's not in a team fight. So they're both probably going to have to back after this, if not at least tap. Whereas you can see they're both full, neither of them tapped, and they're ready to go. As fours come close here, I hope it's taunt, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. If it is Wind Blades, then maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe taunt is bad. And it is Wind Blades. All right, well, I'm just bye. Have fun watching the match. All right, no, but anyway, like I said, not an expert on this game. Could have sworn it was going to be taunt Varian. The Murden pick threw me off a little bit. And in my absence, I missed the kill on Ragnaros. Varian getting a good kill on Ragnaros top. GREYMANE in danger here, but not really. Nobody's rotating up. Holding all the attention of these three mid. Keeping Thrall bottom. So they're running a 1-3-1 here. They're letting Windblades Varian here soak top, letting Thrall soak bottom. Both great soakers. And then they just let their 3-man pressure the mid lane. First objective is bottom, so that's in favor of ReGen Divine. Remember, it's always easier to defend the one that has way less access than the one that can be accessed from all sides. Grabbing their camp again, so yeah, this is the power of the GREYMANE quick clear here. He can clear this camp so quickly that they already have camp again, and ReGen Divine is just now heading to grab theirs. So that's going to put early pressure here. Give them a chance to pressure this very quickly. Varian's still top. Honestly, Varian should be here instead of Li Ming. Li Ming needs to be down with the team, helping to poke off this point. Li Ming's got a lot of great poke for this channel. She can stand here and poke this with her W's all day long, as long as she's got the W resets, which she does. So this is really where Li Ming needs to be, like 90% of the game. Throw a W. Yeah. All right, I was wrong about Twin Blades, chat. Or I was wrong about taunt, chat. Okay, Wind Blades is obviously the better choice for their comp. I was just so convinced by the early Varian pick that it was going to be main tank Varian that I got blinded. Okay, I got blinded by the taunt. On second thought, that comp has no wave clear and would never work. But with Wind Blades, it works. CCS grabbing that first objective fairly easily. Just using Joanna to keep the pressure, keep the team off of them. I think, honestly, Varian stayed top for most of that, if I remember correctly. Or at least that, or he went top immediately afterwards. Chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys are on a 30-second delay, so I won't see it until, 5.5 minutes into this match. But Nice stun out onto GREYMANE, but not going to do much. No follow-up there. Only 3 here in mid compared to, well, 3 and a cavalry. Got Chromie still bottom. Ragnaros still top. I understand the Chromie soaking bottom because it's the best option for their comp right now. Because you don't want GREYMANE doing it. He needs to be on camp. And that's probably exactly where he's going right now. He mounted up. He's headed towards camp. Yep, you can see Lucio already headed there as well. They are on top of that camp rotation. So interesting play so far out of both teams. The Twin Blades is getting so much value this game. Why did I ever pretend like I knew what was going on? Were they faking it out or something? It looked so sure. Anyway. ReGen Divine, a little bit of a lull, just clearing waves. Although the rotation on a... Yeah, I was just late on that. Sorry, guys. The rotation on a Thrall by Brainer Wolf and Mirage is already down here, blowing them up. Giving them the rest of bottom wall. Gonna get a response out of 4 members of ReGen Divine. The 5th being Thrall is dead. Which frees up the other lanes for push. So that's where they go. CCS says, alright, you're gonna come to us bottom, you're all gonna show up, let's just push somewhere else. Brainer getting that living ward, he goes, alright, I wanna know exactly where they are. I wanna know their rotation. And just sieging down mid with their man advantage as Varian runs bottom. He's going to have to start running away, though, because he is getting rotated on hard. He does have a fort here, so very smart to go down and around. Honestly, I would have liked to see CCS simply rotate this way. I know there's a fort here, but if they just kind of hover around this area, they can cut off that rotation if they so choose. Instead opting, alright, we couldn't get the Varian, but at least we're going to grab boss. Wolf, no one saw that. It's okay. Oh my goodness, I'm still in the draft screen, aren't I? That's better. Get my big ugly face out of there. Get the actual layout up top. Sorry, guys. If you see that again, just let me know. I know it's on a 30-second delay, but I'll fix it. Sorry about that. Gonna use the boss to just siege up bottom. Meanwhile, ReGen Divine using the showing of them sieging bottom to just simply take top boss. And they're just gonna siege up top in return. However, they do have the boss walking up onto their keep wall, so they're likely gonna lose keep wall here. Whereas Ragnaros can delay a little bit, but that Rag is dead meat. Honestly, should have just backed up. You're gonna lose this with the boss on it no matter what. They do get the Thrall counterpick. Varian going protected, by the way, so he's fine. But, yeah, Rag, you're going to lose this no matter what. I don't think you jump in there. I think you jump in this one as it walks up. Because this, jumping in here while they're all 4 there, just kind of guarantees that you're going to die. It did get bottom wall on the keep. Varian opting to come over here and take camp. GREYMANE doing the same. As the rest of CCS clears up the top boss. They do have 13 advantage, but only for a short time. Not able to take advantage of it. And I completely skipped over level 10s, so let's go over those now. We do have Curse Bullet, Sound Barrier, Blood Shield, Lava Wave, and Slowing Sands. All standard ults. Tranquility instead of Twilight Dream, like we saw CCS play last game, as ReGen Divine comes in here, and the Slowing Sands, though, just blowing up Malfurion. No hope for him. Wave of Force, Earthquake, and Shield Wall, obviously. In return, Joanna gets taken down by the blow-up from Li Ming. Varian opting for that Shattering Throw, just completely destroying the shields. So that kind of makes me wonder about this Hold Your Ground pick here at level 1. You know that they have Varian. You know they're going to grab Shattering Throw into a Joanna. Why would you pick the extra shields? He's just going to break it. And then you're not going to be unstoppable once it's gone. So you may be able to activate it more often, but what's the cooldown on this? 30 seconds? I suppose you've got 1.5 of these for every one of these, but I definitely would have taken Laws of Hope here. Just help you keep you alive after a substantial burst. Thrall getting caught out in the earth, trying to get the Earthquake out on the team. Gets caught out, but walks away. A lot of damage coming out onto GREYMANE from Varian. Twin Blades, guys. The shield coming out from Lucio and Li-Ming popping off. Jason popping off on Li-Ming. Just 1, 2, 3 teleports right in a row, locking down 3 kills. And that is the power of Calamity, folks. Now, this is essentially going to be a free objective. Well, not free. They earned it. But an objective nonetheless for ReGen Divine. CCS just going to opt for the Siege Camp. Varian grabbing it for himself. That means they're going to have Siege Camp and objective pushing in mid lane. Unless CCS can clear it before the objective gets there, but I doubt that's likely. Josh still, because being able to play the first 12 levels as a real tank instead of a punching bag. I argue Lots of Hope gives you a lot of sustain, where you can be a real tank with it, as long as you're playing around your D cooldown a little bit more smartly and less aggressively. Though I do know Brainer likes to play aggressively, so understandable pick from him, just constantly being out on the map and aggressive. You can see he's leaving his team, trying to get vision. Trying to come down here, get the early rotation in. Get as much wave clear as he can with that Sins exposed. As CCS comes down, and this is a good hop. You got your whole team here. You can get the stun off. Earthquake goes down, but it's not enough. Lucio pops the ult just as all the damage is coming in and saves his team from a lot of that damage. And Varian, Windblades here, no more. But they do have 1 cavalry pushing top. Not going to pose much of a threat. We'll get pulled down by these towers pretty quickly. Hey, Murda, thanks for showing up in chat. Appreciate it. I haven't checked my stream notifications since getting into the game, but if you have just come from another cast, appreciate seeing you here. ReGen Divine, gonna go ahead and siege down this bottom fort. Just go ahead and take the value where they can. And it's at this stage in the game that honestly I personally struggle the most with what do you do as CCS. You are ahead in levels, even on structures. Although you have more siege because you have bottom wall on the keep. I wasn't focusing on the boss because honestly that boss went to ReGen every time. There's very little that these 5 could have done to push them off that point at that time. But we did see a couple of, I think a shield got burned during that. Wave of Force as well. I'm not sure what the cooldown is on Earthquake. Yeah, that was earlier. They're just going to clear the bottom boss. And again, ReGen Divine taking this opportunity saying, yep, we can grab bottom boss, but let's just use that to create space for us to grab top boss. Say top is where we really want to push. Bottom is even in pressure, although they still have the wall here. Top. And I like that order of operations. You know that the objective is going to come up bottom, so you grab bottom boss first, which forces CCS to either clear bottom boss or lose at least a wall, if not most of the fort, or keep. Use that time to grab top boss, and then CCS is stuck clearing top boss as you grab mid camp and set up for objective. And that gives you an early setup to the objective, lets you kind of clear your lanes, get them pushed forward as objective comes in. So they're all still here. They're going to have to rush down here. Objective will likely already start being channeled. And there we see it. Objective already started to cap. And that's the power of going opposite boss to far boss when it comes to these objectives. But GREYMANE and Rag and Chromie just blowing up Muradin and Thrall, and right just like that, CCS is back in this. CCS clearing mid, pushing up into the opposite objective lane. Level 20s are going to be big here. We do see Piercing Sands out of Chromie, so that helps her a lot with the damage. We do see W build at 1 and at whatever this level this is. I don't play Chromie. I don't know when she gets her talents. This is 18, I think. But as you can see, lots of damage here out of Chromie. Just kind of keeping this going. They may have a chance here to respond, but I don't think they're going to, honestly. I think they're going to stay top and try to put pressure up here and just push this lane. We do have 20s out of CCS. They are backing, getting ready to counter push this pressure. So ReGen Divine thinking better of it, saying, all right, we know we gave objective, but it's dangerous for us to be top. Let's just back up. Yeah, CCS really pulling out a great response there, just blowing up Muradin as he was too far forward, like Josh Still was saying, and pulling themselves back into this game after looking a little bit on the ropes. I mean, it's been a very close game, but now they have a dominant lead. Level 20s onto level 19s. Cavalry coming in on 2 that are going straight onto keeps. 3 that are going straight onto keeps. This keep's going to be gone. This fort is going to be gone. I mean, look, he doesn't even get shot by it. 3 going straight onto keeps. They're getting this keep wall. They're going to get this keep. They've got a lava wave coming forward. Not really sure what that was for, as it didn't kill any minions here. I'm fairly certain it didn't kill any minions behind their wave. So, interesting lava wave. We do see level 20s out of both teams now. We've got, obviously, Hunter's Blunderbuss. House Party, yep, perfect. Radiating Faith, gonna get that giant, big range mosh pit, essentially. And there it goes out. The massive 2-second stun that can't secure a kill, though it does get very close. Yeah, I would have liked that lava wave to have been in one of the other lanes, and you gotta time it better. There's a timing when you hit it right around 15 to 16 seconds. Pretty much just after it hits 15 seconds as it's going on to 16. If you press lava wave, you kill an extra wave here right as it spawns. Yeah, they definitely grabbed 2 keeps and a 3rd keep very low here. Just going to push lava wave top, keep the pressure up on that keep. Very smart. Great decision. But again, time it slightly better and you can catch the next wave that spawns as well. Finish going over 20s here. We do have double lava wave out of Ragnaros. Serenity, so even more healing out of Malfurion. Rewind, great pick for Muradin. Shields on the Earthquake. Better Twin Blades. Twin Blades, Wind Blades, all the way. And we do see Banner of Dalaran. That's an interesting one. I guess that increases Li Ming's damage output. CCS going ahead, grab bottom boss here as ReGen Divine just kind of clearing. Although Brainer stepping up really far here. Definitely going to die. But he does make space for his team to grab boss at least. Now, remember what I said. Boss here alone will not kill this core. Boss will not kill the core by itself. ReGen, you can leave. You can leave this boss and head immediately up. This boss will not kill the core. There is 0% chance the boss kills the core. You probably want to clear this wave and then go. Because the boss on its own is not killing the core. Even with this keep dead, it doesn't happen. CCS posturing over top boss, but ReGen kind of posturing there as well, leaving Varian behind to defend. Again, really, what you want to clear is this. Just ignore this. It's pointless. Core will not die to this. Core might die to this if you don't clear. ReGen staying forward, but honestly, Core getting very low here. Varian does not have enough clear for this. This is going to be game. This is going to be game right here. Unless the waves come up. Nope, there we go. GG to CCS, putting the wave and the lane pressure in on this game. Very important. They had far better macro that game. But even with Twin Blades, they lacked, Twin Blades instead of taunt, they just lacked clear on the side of ReGen Divine. I know you're seeing 179,568 siege damage out of Li Ming. I know you're seeing that, but 232 at a rag. I mean, you can't contest a lava wave without a dedicated wave clear hero. And Li Ming's not dedicated wave clear. She is mostly hero damage. She does not have great wave clear. Yeah, I think the end of that game really came down, for ReGen Divine at least, came down. Oh, I should probably put on my little game summary so you guys can't see the chat. I'm really excited to go to a game 3 here. CCS pulling it out. Great game by both teams, but CCS just dominating the macro on that map, keeping control of the boss, keeping control of the mid camp all game long. GREYMANE just on top of that. Lucio just on top of that. And the catapults, those things do a lot of damage to core. They honestly, I'm more scared of those being on my core and Ultrac than I am with a boss. The boss alone doesn't kill the core, but the boss can keep all the other minions healthy and alive around it, and they will kill the core. So when it comes to that, your goal as a clearer when you're sitting on your core is to clear the things around the boss. It feels wrong because you're like, boss big, gotta kill it. It's gonna do so much damage. Boss doesn't really do that much damage. It's all the wave pressure that comes in, and that kind of stuff with a rag on that map, very, very strong. Very, very strong way to just take command of that map. They had one great team fight, CCS, that pulled them back with the pick on the Murden and the Thrall. And then they pushed forward with the macro that they had been on top of all game long. See, very low kill game here. 8-7. Not a lot of kills. Not a lot of kills. But a lot of siege pressure out of CCS. Double lava wave, 25k XP soak. It's tough to win that on Ultrac. Ultrac is and remember that was ReGen Divine's map pick. So it's interesting to me that they didn't draft clear on that map. I would really like to hear what ReGen Divine's thoughts were going into that game. We do have game 3 set up. I'm gonna let you guys look at the scores. I'll show you the talents a little bit. You guys can look at the talents at your own leisure as I get map 3 set up. As CCS takes map 2, ties us up 1-1. Very exciting. Going to game 3. Map pick of CCS here, as you probably saw in chat, but what is it? ReGen Divine, couldn't remember the name for a second, sorry. I'm literally staring right at it, can't remember it. ReGen Divine goes ahead and opts for first pick. And we will be going to Volskaya Foundry. Hopping into draft, or into lobby here as we get started. Going to go on a little bit of a bathroom break, so I will see you all for game 3 in just a moment. Thanks for watching, everybody. And before I go, just want to give a nice shout out to Murder RG for the follow. Really appreciate it. And 20 people in my chat. I don't think I've ever had this many people in my chat before at the same time. Really appreciate all the hype, guys. And we will be right back. right, everyone, we're getting ready to start game number 3 between Can't Connect Stuns and ReGen Divine. I'll have you know, the first game tonight that ReGen Divine won was the first game that Can't Connect Stuns has lost so far this season. So, taking them down a peg, knocking out that first game, getting the quick victory in the first game, taken to Volskaya Factory for game 3. Just waiting on one of the two teams to give us the all-go as we head here into Volskaya Factory. Again, this was the pick of CCS, so ReGen Divine will have first pick here. And I think, honestly, they prefer a first pick. It's interesting, because I was talking a little bit before about how I think this game has more of a settled sort of meta now. More of an even meta where there's like a couple of heroes maybe, but they're not like so hugely important that you have to first pick them, you know? But anyway, we will jump here in to game 3. We are starting the draft here on Volskaya Foundry. Let's get hyped. Game 3, let's go. Say it in the chat. Do you want CCS? Do you want CCS to win? Or do you want ReGen Divine to win? I want to see those CCS or RGD in the chat. Hey, Alden Zero. Of course, happy to cast. Saw that I had the time for it. Thought, might as well try my hand at it again this season. Haven't been in NGS since, like, Season 6. So it's been a little bit rusty, a little bit of time away. But nice to get things back and rolling. Great Putu asking for a shout-out. I shall never do it. In fact, I may time you out if you ask for another one. Moving back into the draft, we've got Ana banned out by ReGen Divine. They just don't want to deal with it. Same first ban as last game, if I remember correctly. Smart place. And we've got D.Va banned out again by CCS. It worked for him last time. The D.Va gave him a lot of trouble in game 1. Just clear it off the board. Don't want to deal with it. Hey, Arrow. How's it going? Haven't a long time no see. I appreciate you stopping by. And the Joanna. So they really don't like that Brainer. Joanna is super aggressive, getting in their face. All right, give me 1 second. That should work a little bit. I don't know how to untime out him now. That's it. Whoops. Sorry. I thought I could just untime out you right after. I didn't realize it was 600 seconds. Whoops. All right. I'm sorry. We got the Chromie first pick out of ReGen Divine. We've got the GREYMANE pickup by Wolf. Worked for him last game. GREYMANE getting a lot of value. Wolf plays a great GREYMANE. I'm sorry, Putu. I wish I could undo it. I don't know how. GREYMANE Imperius coming out on the side of CCS 2. I'm dying. Oh no. It's only 10 minutes, right? You come back during the middle of the game. I'm sorry. Alright, we've got Stukov and Merlin picked up by ReGen. I can't take this seriously anymore. Alright, one moment. Alright, we've got Stukov and Merlin. Stukov and Merlin picked up by the side of ReGen Divine. I think the Stukov worked great for them in game 1. It got banned out in game 2 before they had the chance to pick it up. So go ahead and pick it up in game 3. And Cho'Gall banned out. Well, Cho banned. Come on, guys. Banned Gall. What are we doing here? All right. But the Maiev ban, the ETC ban, both make sense. ETC and Maiev were both really strong game 1. And Volskaya, you want that point control. Maev's going to give you a lot of it. ETC is going to give you a lot of it. Diva's going to give you a lot of it. So being able to just keep them off. And May, strong tank for the point control. May's going to give Muradin a run for his money when it comes to trying to hold these points down. And Muradin can always back up, heal up, come back in. But doing that gives more channel time to CCS. So Stukov is pretty good for this map. I like his sustain. And GAZLO! I said at the beginning of the thing I didn't think we'd see him. Oh my goodness, I have no idea how new GAZLO works. I'm so excited. Alright, I'm sure I can figure out, after the draft is done, how to unmute Great Patu. Thank you for the follow, Geodude22. Appreciate it. I didn't want to delete his messages, too. Oh my goodness. Alright. Li Ming for the round off for CCS. So we have Chromie, Stukov, Muradin, GAZLO, Genji on the side of ReGen Divine. I like this comp. This comp has a lot of damage between Chromie and Genji. Chromie pokes him down, Genji dives in and finishes him off. GAZLO and Muradin provide a lot of CC. GAZLO provides all the point control they're going to need. And yeah, Chromie first pick denies the Chromie on the side of CCS. That's a good point, Mongoose. But the Li Ming pick, I think is fairly strong. We got GREYMANE Li Ming for all the damage on the side of CCS. Lucio again. Lucio is giving them so much value game 2. The move speed for the rotations, the burst shields. This is going to be tough. I think this is going to be tough for ReGen Divine. I don't know how new GAZLO plays, though. So if new GAZLO is, like, bonkers, then maybe I'm totally wrong. We switch back into the actual game this time, actually doing it on time as we zoom out just a little bit. On the left side, in game number 3 between Can't Connect Suns and ReGen Divine, we have CCS with Murad on Li Ming, the Mineski on Imperius, Brainer on May, Slick Rob on Lucio, and Wolf on GREYMANE. And on the right-hand side, we've got Silent Chu on Genji, Geek USA on Stukov, Bankai on Muradin again, Zigo on GAZLO, and Jason on Chromie for ReGen Divine. As we get here into game number 3. Very exciting, very close match between these two teams. Going to be quite the game 3. Tensions running high, both teams nervous before the match. I agree, Mongoose. I think there's a lot of squishy over here with Chromie, with Stukov, with Genji. That one reset for Li Ming, and she can just start popping off. We've got GAZLO down here into Imperius. Pretty sure GAZLO wins this matchup. So Imperius did grab Burn the Impure at 1, so maybe that's a little bit to try and help take this matchup back. Yeah, he chunks GAZLO, but GAZLO's got a lot of sustain off the wave. As long as he's fighting into the wave, I think GAZLO wins that. Go ahead and grab our turret camps early. GAZLO coming up just to get the globe, and then go back down. Standard rotations between top and mid. As we've got a ping coming out on this tower. Looks like CCS wants this tower dead. And honestly, this tower dead before first objective doesn't feel like much. But it's actually significant. Because it catches you when you're trying to rotate like this. if you're trying to rotate around this area, this tower starts shooting in on you. So if you can kill this before first objective, it frees up a lot of space for you to hold right here and keep the other team off. Yeah, the Gravel Bomb into Sukov Silence with Chromie on top of that is going to be disgusting when we get to 10. If he can land some good Gravos, I think ReGen has quite the Wombo potential. That's a good point, Arrow. Yeah, I think it does feel bad. No Q reduction on the Imperius. Those extra stuns really do add up, and the Q talent at 7 is so strong that just being able to stack more Qs and more Qs and more Qs just helps a lot. I do want to see Gazlo start to try and get some turrets set up on this point early. That's where Gazlo gets a lot of his power. Although, new Gazlo maybe doesn't need to be there as early from what I understand. I think he can auto-attack things to get his turret cooldowns back. But see, like, these turrets don't do much for me. I think turrets like here, like these two spots, do a lot more for me in terms of defending this point. Because here, they kind of shoot them if they get in this-ish range, but they're not going to be here. Yeah, there we see. Turret right here keeps the rotation here on lock a little bit and kind of actually threatens this area, although Li Ming can kind of just blow him up. So maybe he's just being a little bit more conservative here. The ReGen Divine taking first control over this. CCS just opting to grab heal camp. So now they've got heal camp and a turret. And there's the, oh my goodness, yep, that's the comp. There's the Imperius Q and the blow up between Ming and GREYMANE, and it's just done. One stun, and they're dead. And Arrow RG saying it right after I do. One stun, and they're dead. Remember that 30-second delay, folks. ReGen Divine just backing up. Gonna grab their camp. Both teams have 7s now. We do see the Q talent. 4-7 out of a Flash of Anger here for Imperius. We see heavy impact. I like Skullcracker a little bit more on Murden. Just gives you that intermittent interruption. Could be nice for something like a Lucio ult or GREYMANE that's dived your backline. And there we go, another Imperius Sun, another kill. Another kill. Lucio actually claiming both of those kills, so doing pretty well there. And just like that, CCS goes and picks up this first protector. They're going to throw Mei in there. Mei's pretty tanky. Doesn't need to be sitting outside. They may swap it around. They're going to throw Mei Imperius. Okay, so this I don't like. You need one of your squishies in there and one of your squishies out. I think you throw Li Ming in there and you leave GREYMANE out because he has a little bit better siege in my opinion. And you leave Imperius out. Leave Imperius out. Because if ReGen Divine plays this well, they jump past the Protector and they just kill GREYMANE, they kill Li Ming, they kill Lucio. Seeing Krin's message in the chat now. Great Putu, I'm sorry! He's back! I'm sorry, man! Genji almost going down, but walks away because of Muradin. Muradin sacrifices himself to save Genji. And just like that, CCS takes a very commanding start. They take the entire top fort. You don't often see that off of first objective. Takes the entire top fort, the entire mid wall. They're just going to come up here as 5, grab the camp. They know they have a level lead. They're not worried about Gazlo bottom. Next objective is top, after all. So there comes heavy impact. Get the stun out on... But that's Mei. She's not going to die. Not with a Lucio right there. And 10's online. ReGen Divine needs to back up here or face the consequences. This is not a choke you want to be fighting through when they have a Mei. That's one ice wall away from death. We do see Cursed Bullet, Sound Barrier, Angelic Armaments, and Wave of Force. Standard picks there. And Avalanche! I know Brandon prefers the ice wall, but the Avalanche pick coming in. 10 still not necessarily online here. Josh, so I don't necessarily agree that Genji is a soft throw. I think at any level, Genji can be played well. It's all about just kind of capitalizing on his strengths and knowing that he lacks the wave clear as an assassin. Which, so really, like, their wave clear is Gazlo here. I'm sorry, Pusu. I didn't know I couldn't undo it. I was just gonna time out you for a second and then untime out you, and it wouldn't. It said 600 seconds and you can't undo it. All right, Murden getting stunned. Murden having to pop. Murden pops Avatar before this fight. That's pretty significant. He's not gonna have it by the time this objective comes up. 80 seconds left on the cooldown. Has to pop Avatar to live there. And Avalanche catches the others and pushes them away, trying to secure the kill on Murden, but does not achieve it. Gravo Bomb out of Gazlo. Avatar, Flailing Swipe, Dragon Blade, and Swing Sense. I would have expected this to be X-Strike. I think the X-Strike would have done better here with the Gravo Bomb combo. You get Gravel Bomb, Slowing Sands, and then you just X-Strike on top of them and they die. Dragon Blade works. And there's a massive Gravel Bomb, but no damage to follow it up. Chromie the only one there to do anything, and they all just walk away from it. So now Gravel Bomb will also not be up for this fight. Looks like Avatar may be up for like the middle of the fight top. Genji just kind of trying stuck on clear duty, not where you want Genji. See, I get Dragon Blade there, but like I get the thought behind it. You know, you get that Dragon Blade coming in to do damage on all the stunned heroes, but I think I prefer X-Strike in that regard, because it also provides you with an escape if you get caught out by something like an Imperious stun, and you manage to live through the stun. 2 turrets here on the side of CCS and a heal camp basically secures this objective in their favor. Gravel Bomb is back up, so looking for a big Gravel Bomb. There's a 2-man Gravo. There's Dragon Blade, but again, X-Strike would have gotten a lot more damage out a lot more quickly, so Imperious able to just walk away. Does take out Lucio, but they do have a heal camp here. They do have a turret, so they essentially still have a Lucio. And they get the damage down onto Muradin. Get the damage down onto Gazlo. Genji has to run away, too low of health. Stukov running away. Chromie running away. Everybody's low health. And while this objective hasn't yet been completely secured on the side of CCS, that first fight does secure them. They did fight up 13s that whole fight, so pretty well done there. Grab themselves another heal camp, and that's pretty much going to secure them this, unless we see a massive Gravel Bone combo off in 5 seconds. But again, Dragon Blade not up for a bit, so there's not really going to be much to follow that up. Gazlo just not really able to get onto these points before CCS in order to get those turrets set up and get everything moving. May just kind of being annoying on the back line. Gravel Bomb catches a Lucio, but he's already popped ult. He's going to live. May is just silenced the whole time. Pop Angelic Armaments out of Imperious just to get the extra damage, but opts not to use it. Misses the stun on the Gazlo, but secures the objective as they push them off. ReGen Divine on the back foot here. May jumping in. Will we see Imperious jump in again? Or will it be Lucio? I prefer it to be Li Ming getting in this objective. They're going to opt for punching mid? Okay. Just making some plays while they're waiting for their gunner. It is Li Ming hopping in the objective. I think they heard me. And they're going to come down to the bottom lane and just secure this. They've already got well. They've already got wall. This is a dead fort. And if I'm ReGen Divine, I'm jumping past this and going onto their squishies here. GREYMANE should die here. There we go. That's what we need. Again, the Dragon Blade is still just, it's a weird choice to me. I don't mean to be like focusing on it so much. But I think X-Strike would have gotten a lot more value. We see the Stukov arm. Try and bop him away. Make sure that they don't get jumped on. Stukov falling low. They do save the fourth, though. So actually a pretty well-played defense by ReGen Divine. Good idea to jump past. They do have one man advantage. GREYMANE is dead. So they're going to go ahead and take this. 3 turrets on the point. Brainer not giving it up. Brainer's going to have to be careful here. He's standing on a silence. Having to pop Lucio ult for that. Brainer not understanding. You're down a member. They have 3 turrets on that point. They have all 5 of their people there. Get a little bit of damage out. Hey, at least he hit it. If that had been me, I would have just superior schematics. Is that a Chromie talent? Oh no, that's a GASLO talent. Rocket turrets attack up to 2 additional enemies. Yeah, I'm not sure why there wouldn't be the spell power talent here. I honestly don't know new Genji, or I don't know new GASLO. So if somebody who does, that would be BMed. Who knows? Yeah, listen to BMed and chat about GASLO, guys. Nice silence down in the middle of this point, making it hard for CCS to engage. Brainer gets cut off from the rest of the team. Brainer goes down. Stun out from Imperius, but the rest of his team is just getting jumped on by the Genji. The Dragon Blade comes out, not getting much value yet, but maybe catching. Yeah, it catches the Imperius, and Genji cleaning up here. The Chromie damage whittling him down. The GASLO Gravel Bombs setting up the combos, and Genji delivering. They may have no threat to Mei, but they did just kill Mei. I think their threat to Mei is the silence. You separate her from her team. Brainer plays too far forward for just a second. You separate him from the team with the silence, and you take him down. Doesn't matter that you're squishy because the damage can't get to you. They've got to step over that silence, and it's not going to happen. Getting a little bit of siege bottom here. ReGen Divine actually taking the level lead here. GASLO on top camp as bottom objective comes up. That's going to give them good counter pressure in the top lane. CCS will have to choose whether they want to respond to that or stay bottom. Very likely that they'll stay bottom if they can win the fight quickly and then just send one to go respond. Thus far, their fights have been pretty decisive. That's a dead Stukov. The second he got hit by that Mei stun, he was dead. Imperius follow-up is just too strong. And with that pick, ReGen Divine has to back off this point as CCS goes and picks it up. I would like to see one rotate top just to clear this. Don't give too much value to this wall. You have 25 seconds. Brainer just staying out in lane. Imperius picking up the turret. Turret camp's coming up for ReGen Divine. They still hold a slight level lead, though it is closing back to even. 7 kills to 5 here as we close out 15 minutes. And, yep, there's the Avatar pup to keep him alive. One pick onto the Mei, but Mei's not the one you want. Not by herself like that when she still has her trait. Again, Angelic Armament's used purely for the shield, not even launching the swords. Be flashy, Maneski. Get those swords out there. Brandon just being annoying, kind of delaying the wave push forward. Brandon's Mei plays have been really impressive so far this game. He didn't get picked out, once, but so far just really strong. They're opting to back off the point here. I'm not really sure why. I think they should have kept standing there. They could have contested this to 99. Though I guess it doesn't really matter. Brainer diving way deep, but he does still have trait Unstoppables, burns Medallion Unstoppables, and walks away. All the damage just being kept out of the fight. Genji burns Dragon Blade, can't secure any kills, far too squishy. However, does end up getting a couple kills with the help of Chromie in the end. We take it 2-on-2 here. So it is now a 3-on-3 fight. Imperius stuck on the point, not sure where Brainer's going, not sure where Wolf is going. Need to get in there and deal damage That Chromie is incredibly low. Jump on the Chromie. There we go. And the Chromie goes down. It's now a 3 versus 2 fight, but Imperius is very low, has to back off. And they're going to let this point go over to the side of ReGen Divine. So ReGen Divine ultimately coming out on top of that, despite losing 3 heroes. However, CCS will be able to pressure this point again very soon, once Imperius and GREYMANE get back from hearthing and healing up. Yeah, that Avalanche, I think, did more help to ReGen Divine than hurt. Dragon Lane is greater than X Strike, especially when it hits 20. Really? I thought the resets on X Strike made it like really good when you had, because he's eating a lot of damage right now. X Strike helps him dodge all of that. And yeah, ReGen Divine just having to back up and let CCS take the point. They're still down there, Chromie. They can't contest. All ults are up for CCS. Only ult down is Dragon Blade for Genji. CCS just sieging up the wall. Very likely going to continue up onto the keep. Though, Protector's around 60% health right here. So, not a full health Protector in any means. And they're just following up their strategy. Dive the backline, ignore the Protector, get a good Gravel Bomb out onto somebody like GREYMANE, and take him down. Although, look at that. Dragon Strike unable to secure the kill there. I don't think X Strike would have secured that kill either, so. Burden just getting caught out in the dive. No escape. Not 20s yet, whereas CCS has their 20s. Hunter's Blunderbuss, House Party, Cascade. Interesting. The cooldown reduction is very likely the reason there. As they pick off Chromie, CCS is going to look to end this game, and very likely they will. They don't even really need to get the kills. Just click the core and game's over. GG's to both teams here. Very well played by CCS, taking command of those fights between the Imperius and the Mei. Just really controlling all of ReGen's heroes there. I think ReGen Divine messed up in draft a little bit with the Genji. I don't think Genji is necessarily bad at any given tier over another, but I don't think the Genji worked for that comp, and definitely not on this map. Who I would put in place of something like that, I would have preferred to see something like a Junkrat there. I would have preferred to see something like, and I say that only because I know that ReGen Divine plays Junkrat. I would have preferred to see something like a Rainer there. I think either of those could have done really good work for ReGen Divine, purely because other than Genji and maybe Muradin, you don't really have anyone that dives in. Chromie sits back. Gazlo can step up and Gravo, but he's not going to be diving into the team. He's going to be stepping towards the team. And people like Imperius, Mei, and Lucio Bumps and all that can keep him away. And Stukov doesn't have dive at all. He has anti-dive. So really, you kind of want to accent the poke comp that you have, poke them down, then let Gazlo step up while they're low, Gravo, and you complete the kills. You want to complement that with somebody like a Rainer or even a Junkrat who can sit there and poke from a distance and just get consistent damage out. Sorry about the kick, Butu. I didn't mean. I meant to do it for a second, and then it wouldn't let me undo it. I'm so sorry. Thank you, everyone, for coming to watch. I'm going to see if I can get an interview here with CCS real quick. As we move on to the game summary screen, we do see victory for Can't Connect Stuns this week. On Volskaya Foundry taking a 2-1 lead against ReGen Divine and taking the series. Very well played games from both teams. CCS just looking very dominant in that last game. 13 kills to 7. Very strong performance from them. Very well executed comp. All right, let me see if I can get into a chat with one of CCS2 for an interview. Thank you so much to everyone that came and checked out the stream tonight. It was really fun casting these two games. Three very close games tonight. Two very, very evenly matched teams. Game 2 could have gone either way. Game 1 could have gone either way. Game 3 was a little bit heavily favored towards CCS after that first objective. But I still think if that first objective fight had gone slightly differently, the whole game might have gone differently there. So even though it didn't look all that close by the end, not too far off from a close game. See if we can get an interview going here. Gonna go ahead and hop into. Let's try. Lobby 1 works. Hello, I have Wolf here with CCS2. How are you doing, Wolf?
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a great game. That last game on Volskaya was pretty dominant in your guys' performance. You really pulled it out on that one. Glad to see the strong comeback, the reverse sweep come out for CCS.
Yeah, we're happy to get the reverse sweep too.
Can't lie, I do play with a CCS team, so I was kind of rooting for CCS tonight. But of course, I'm always rooting just for the best games possible, and I think a 3-long series with 3 very close games is always very fun for everyone to watch. So it was very hyped getting into that third game. Chat was going crazy. That fight over the bottom objective was all over the place. Had no idea what was going on.
But that makes 2 of us.
Well, I just wanted to wish you guys good games tonight. And if you wanted to, I don't really know what questions to ask. It's my first time casting in like over 2 years. But maybe just shout outs or anything you want to talk about those games. Game 1, game 2, game 3.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm still like a little lost right now. That was
just still coming down from that win.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. No, the guys played great. They kept a level head throughout the game, even if we wanted to throttle our tank player.
Yeah, I noticed Brainer stepping up a lot. Can't say it wasn't called out a few times. You guys can't hear Wolf? You should be able to hear Wolf.
They can't hear me?
They're saying they can. I see the output.
Or is it just really quiet for them?
Are you just really quiet? Let me turn you up.
It's probably really quiet.
Hey, is that better? Can you hear Wolf better now? It's going to be 30 seconds late, but...
30 seconds late, but they'll just have to deal with it.
All right. Well, Wolf, if I can even remember game 1, Infernal Shrines. So you guys pulled out Tassadar, Sylvanas, Blaze, Joanna, and Malfurion.
Yes.
Something you pulled against us in scrims. It was a nasty comp. I think that game was the closest out of the 3, if I'll be honest with you. There were a couple of fights that, had they gone a different way, would have swung that game very steadily in one favor or the other. I want to talk about that last defense that you guys had from top lane. You held on to the game for so much longer than I thought you would there. You had Punisher coming in from top. I think it was Frozen Punisher, maybe?
Yeah.
He basically half dead by the time it got there. And staggered deaths on your side, but somehow still just, it was the Tassadar black hole came in, wiped the team, and you guys hung on to the game for like another 5-6 minutes after that.
Yeah. I don't know
I want to
how
know
we did.
kind of
Like,
what goes through your head in those moments when you're playing from behind like that. What do you kind of have to do in comms, and what do you have to do to kind of keep the team going? No, we're still in this. We're still in this. Don't give up yet. That kind of.
I mean, the guys just don't ever stop trying. Like, even when we're having a rough game, they're gonna try to win.
Yeah. I gotta ask. I thought that Varian was going to be a taunt Varian in game 2. I was so sure of it in draft that I said I would leave if it wasn't, and then it wasn't. Did you guys?
And you're still here.
And I'm still here. Did you guys see the Twin Blades variant coming? Were you expecting taunt? I think the Murden kind of threw me off a little bit, but before the Murden pick, I was fully expecting taunt. That comp is.
I wasn't expecting taunt variant, just because Twin Blades can get them the bosses.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That wasn't something that I considered on that map, but yeah, if Twin Blades gives you boss control, and boss control is pretty important for setting up plays on that map, that makes more sense. Was the win with Winions calculated? I have a question from the chat here, from Ilo, I think is how it's pronounced.
Aiello?
Aiello, thank you.
Brainer will tell you it was calculated.
Yeah, he already did. Oh. So, because the interesting, I mentioned it after the match, but the interesting about that match is boss alone will not kill the core. Boss will just tank the core's aggro and let the minions that build up around him kill the core. So when you're coming to a point like that where you have to clear that, you clear the minions first and then you turn on boss, because boss doesn't do enough damage to the core to kill it. The catapults, quote unquote, because they're not actually catapults. I don't remember what you call them, but anyway, they do so much damage and they have so much health. It's like 4K health by that point in the game on each of them. They can just sit there and burn the core down really fast. So you guys had mid wave pushing in, bottom wave pushing in, lava wave coming out top. Like they just couldn't keep the wave pressure anywhere. And I think really their team lacked wave clear that game that helped to kind of secure that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, that was the biggest flaw we saw with what they had, was their wave clear was minimal.
All right, and then game 3 we just watched. It was an intense one, but the Imperius really kind of secured a lot of kills there for you guys. It was Imperius stun, and then GREYMANE Li Ming, and whoever he stuns is dead, like instantly. And then May just really kind of has to play, all right, I'm in your face, look at me, attack me, don't pay attention to my backline.
I mean, if Rainer could be a person in HOTS, that's who he'd be. Hey, look at me.
All right, well, that's all I have as far as questions go. Just anybody you want to shout out before we turn it off for the night?
Yeah. Shout out to all the guys on CCS2. They played fantastic. They kept their cool. Shout out to you for casting the game. Didn't think we were going to get one today.
I saw the game open, thought I had to.
Shout out to ReGen Divine. That was an awesome set. It was fantastic. I think I need a new shirt from how bad I'm sweating right now.
Yeah, there's a reason you can't see my pits on stream.
And shout out to Valk's mom.
Of course, always. Shout outs to Valk's mom. All right, well, thank you very much, Wolf. I hope you go celebrate this win with CCS2.
All right, thank you.
And good luck in all your future games.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. That is it from me for tonight. Thank you so much for everyone that showed up. It's like the most people I've ever had in my chat at once. Thank you, Brainer1023, for the follow. I really appreciate it. I've got 31 followers now. Let's go. I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. Is 50 the milestone or something? Whatever. Thank you so much for tuning into this game. Really appreciate everybody that showed up. Excuse me. I hope to come back and do this again soon. Not sure when I'll have time in my schedule. I'm pretty busy, what with NGS and work and everything going on. But always a fun time to give you guys a fun cast, even if I don't really know what I'm talking about. Hope it was enjoyable for all of those of you who were watching. And I hope everyone has a great night and great games. Bye-bye.